guys, it's Steve and hope you guys are enjoying my other reviews. Let's go, the new 52 features and 27. Yeah, this is the last week issue, so I'm gonna present it today and maybe tomorrow I'm gonna present the next part. So Future End 26 recap, make it a recap. In New York City, Mr. Terrific tries to confront an unaware Bruce Wayne about the stealing of his used spheres in Columbia University. Dr. Yamazaki terminates Jason Rush's employment when Madison Payne arrives looking for Jason. Yamazaki kidnaps her and prepares her for use as a test subject at an undisclosed location. Terry McGinnis and Plastic Man to get the help of Team Drake. The reason is that they will need someone who is known to not exist in the future as to not disturb the timeline on Cadmus Island. 50 Sue learns from Brother Eye that Deathstroke is playing both sides, and Cole learns that Lana Lang has affections for Deathstroke. In New York City, Batman sets up a meeting between Ronnie Raymond and Jason and also reveals that Green Arrow is alive. So, spoiler-free reaction, Futures End 27 is sort of a fresh start for new plot lines that play into the overall story arc. Small missions are being initiated, so naturally it's a lot of characters talking about plans, plot details and spoilers and deaths. Oh my, Green Arrow Island, Green Arrow, Big Border and the team prepare for their assault on Cadmus Island. So from that time, they're gonna move into another kind of story. Green Arrow will use a tracker that was brought back to the island by Deathstroke, which he thought was new technology from Green Arrow. So Weird Science give it a 6.8. I don't know why they give it at 6.8. I expect this one at least 7.5. But they have a good review also, but it's decent. Explain it. We'll begin this issue by going off to the South Pacific to check in on Green Arrow and most likely he's calling them his Green Arrow Army. So back in Metropolis, Lois Lane is returning home after a long day at work and she finds a former Robin waiting in her apartment for her. It's funny because Lois gets all pissed off. Yes, that's the thing. So after that, something is just it's uncanny. Back in New York, Batman Beyond and Plastic are at the Wounded Duck to look for him. Here is the changes of the storyline overall that makes me really interesting. The pyramid showed the viewer the Cadmus prison, the coordinates to that prison, and the red arrow represent the only person who knew that team was still alive. That's pretty much of action sequence and I love it. It's really cool and sometimes it's really not kind of doing or something that. So the story begins to get interesting that I really like it. Back in New York, Batman Beyond and Plastic are at the Wounded Duck to look for Tim, but since he's in Metropolis, that was chances of kind of Terry tells Plastic to wait below, and when he enters the apartment he's not the only one there. Yes, it seems that Batman is also looking for Tim or looking for Batman Beyond or something. I simply doubt that Batman would be fooled by Tim simply faking his death and going on with an assumed name. But before we can get any real answers, a ball rolls into the apartment and explodes. We'll leave this section with me really hoping that Tim has re-enters insurance. So that was the thing, but before that I'm gonna tell about something and this Manhattan story as Terry McGinnis and Platic look for Tim at the Wounded Duck bar. Alfred notifies that Tim is in Metropolis. Terry comes up with a plan to break into Tim's apartment to look for clues. Tim becomes Batman Beyond and upon entering Tim's apartment he is quickly ambushed by the present day Batman. Here is the story. I just already read all over it as Batman inquires Batman Beyond investigation into Team Drake's small explosive are sent and detonated. At an undisclosed location, flying over a large body of water, Lois Lane parachutes out of the plane, hoping to find something at the mysterious coordinates. This is the almost kind of ending, we can say. And here's a good fight scene. I have to admit that in the Future End 27 I never expected this kind of action in so early, but it's illustrated really well. and the whole storyline, this ting with the action sequence, it's great. It's kind of a seems like a movie or Hollywood movie kind of thing. So here's the ending part of the Lois Lane that is kind of different. So, and another story this week brought up a couple of cool scenes that would be nice to see continue next week. And it's also nice to see Lois taking her job so seriously. Maybe someday we can all strive to be more like Lois, or at least strive to have a well paying job at a newspaper. Lois should really be a superhero. Yeah, we all will think about that. So thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, and hope you guys will enjoy the story also. So go to the store and buy it, those of who didn't buy it yet. Thank you.